Labeling. Labeling is such an important thing, and most people aren't even aware of it. It happens automatically. And labeling is the words you place upon reality. So the way you label certain situations, that's how you start to perceive them. But a lot of people aren't capable of understanding that the way how you perceive reality is different for everyone. So a lot of people think, oh, we're looking at the same things. So they think the way we label the thing is the same. It's not true. Okay. So, for example, just to give you an example, people will see my van, okay, and on the outside it just like looks like a normal work van. So they will label it as just a normal work van. It's just part of the other cars. But when I look at it, I will see, hey, this is my house, and on the inside there's a bed, there's a workspace, there's music, there's everything I need to live the life I want to live, and it's my little home. So I will look at my van and think, hey, this is my tiny home in the skies. And other people will look at it and they will think, oh, it's just a normal van. It's just a normal car. And that's the different ways of labeling. Also, when I look at different supplements, for example, other people will label it as, oh, this is a waste of money, does not bring any benefit at all. It's like people made up stories about it to just to make money and to sell it. But I will look at certain supplements and I will look at the studies, like the clear facts of the studies, and then I will start to see, hey, these studies were positive over a long period, over a few months. Then I will start to use it and make my own opinion based on the facts, okay? And then I will change my labeling about the supplement, okay? I will not let the environment dictate my belief system about certain situations or certain things. And then once I use certain supplements, I notice the benefits combined with the studies I've learned. Then I will make my opinion. Hey, this supplement, this thing is worth the money. And then I will be using the supplements for years, and then other people will still be in that mindset. No, it's a waste of money. But in the meantime, I've been using that stuff for years. I have been evolving to a higher level of awareness, and I've been creating better results. And then they will look at my life and will be thinking, yeah, but he's just lucky. No, it's been working on myself. It's by evolving my awareness. It's by understanding that you have to evolve your labels. Also, when there's a certain situation uh, that seems impossible to change, okay? Just to give you an example, when I'm in the Netherlands, the prices are insane. They are making everything so expensive, the rent so expensive, the things to buy so expensive, and then people will just watch the television, blame the external world. They will think, oh, I cannot change it, and they just continue the thing and keep labeling the things the way they are. Okay. Um, and because they allow the television and the people in their situation to control their labels, they will keep on labeling the things how they are, and they keep themselves stuck in that reality. So, for example, they label themselves as Dutch. I'm a Dutch person. So if you label yourself and you have a self-image as a Dutch person, you are supposed to live in the Netherlands because you're Dutch, because that's how you label yourself. But the moment you stop labeling yourself as Dutch, you stop labeling yourself as someone that's poor, okay? You stop labeling things as, expensive or that kind of stuff, and you start to switch the label, and you will just say, hey, my country is just being run by corrupt people. The country is just corrupt is just being corrupted. The environment is toxic. Okay, I'm not living in that environment because it's a toxic environment, too high prices, too high rent, and therefore I decide to live in different places which also has better climate, better temperature, more happiness, and that's because I create my own labels. I don't need a big house. I don't care about the labels people use for people who are living in a van thinking they are lesser than others, because I'm not playing that social game. I'm actually looking at my situation thinking I have way more freedom, I have way more happiness, I have way better life having more freedom, because my happiness is connected to the highest level of freedom, and not to the highest level of status, okay? Because I control this label. I label this reality as freedom, and freedom equals happiness. Freedom equals evolution. And that's the current situation. And that's because I'm not stuck in social labels that are forced upon me, because I have been creating the right routines. I've protecting my energy. I have control over my own unique perspective that allows me to attune to different reality, because I'm not locked into social labels, okay? I am not stuck in realities that are forced upon me. I have taken control over my perspective, my self-image, and my belief system. And that's why I'm free right now. That's why I'm living in freedom. That's why a lot of people, they feel jealous at me, and I get these weird situations where people are not nice to me whenever I make a jump, whenever I make a leap in my outer reality that just reflects my inner reality, because I've been working on my inner reality. Okay. Most people that are happy for me, that I've, now living in this camper van, are the people, are new people that I've attracted in my reality. And the older people who are still stuck in the same reality, they actually get jealous, or they become less nice, because I'm just reflecting their lack of not working on their own labels, their lack of not working on themselves. And that's because they are locked in these labels, and then it's easier to label me as a certain way to create a negative feeling towards me, so they stay feeling well about their own life. So next one. So labels. Um, Labels are affecting how you perceive reality. So always use positive labels. Positive labels. Because if you use positive labels and you place positive labels over your outer reality, you create opportunities, you create possibilities, okay? If you create negative layers of labels over people and situations, you create mental walls. You create mental walls that are impossible to cross, because you don't believe if there's a negative label. And if you don't believe, you don't create a habit, because you don't believe that the habit will create the result. But if you create a positive label, you are capable of creating the habit, and then you're capable of creating the result. And that's the whole reason the school system wired you in such a way that they keep on testing you on information you've learned, and you're never capable of using your imagination. You were never capable of taking unique actions, and therefore you were never capable of creating unique result from your unique imagination, and therefore create a better self-image, because you've proven to yourself that taking action on your imagination creates the result. And you take this into your grown-up adult life, never proven to yourself that you are capable of creating unique results based on your unique imagination, and therefore you can stay stuck in the society, in the routines that are forced upon you. It's a game rigged against you. That's the current situation. And once you start to take control over this energy field around you, you start to take control over your labels. Stay in a positive energy, positive labeling. You will live in a totally different reality, and you will have an infinite amount of opportunities, because you are attuning yourself to a frequency that opens up realities by positively labeling it. Okay. But it also works the other way around. I have zero belief in doctors because of my past results, the things I've been through. And therefore, if I get something physically, if I'm getting into problems with my health, I'm just start solving it myself, do my own research, and order my own supplements to fix my problems. Because I know that I should not be dependent on people who have a lack of awareness, that has created their labels, that have created their perspective on external books, people, things that have an agenda to keep people sick. So my label of doctors is not don't trust doctors, okay? I've talked to a lot of different doctors who have evolved their awareness, and they were honest with me, and they said, Tim, yeah, listen, we aren't capable of really healing people because we get a fine if we subscribe the supplements that are really working for them. Okay, so start controlling your perspective. Remove the influence of people in your reality that are controlling your labels, therefore controlling your perspective, controlling your habits, and controlling your results. Okay, so evolve your labels. Okay, I hope this helped you out. If you need any help, click on the link below. And yeah, thanks for watching. Click subscribe, like, and the bell button. I will see you in the next video. Have a great day.